What's happening, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of Mom and Papa Joe. Today on the menu is a classic comfort food dish. We're going to be doing a pot roast, chuck roast pot roast. Let's get right into it. One of the great things about comfort food, man, is that most of us on a regular basis have all of these ingredients at any given time in the house. Simple ingredients. First thing I want to do is just get these veggies chopped up before we head to get this browned. You can chop these up as large or as small as you want, but you definitely don't want to get them too small or they will get fall apart and mushy. All right, so I'm going to keep them right about this size. Veggies are chopped up. We've got a pot on the stove warming or heating up so we can brown this beautiful chuck roast. Now to get a good browning done, you want to make sure your chuck or whatever meat you're browning is as dry as possible. Water is the enemy to browning. All I'm going to put on here during the browning process is salt. And we're going to be salting at the very last minute to try and not draw out any moisture. Kosher salt. Let's head over to the stove. All right, our cast iron pan is on medium, and I'm coming in with a couple of tablespoons of some high heat oil. Today I'm using avocado. I'm going to wait just to see a little smoke, and we're coming in with our chuck roast. Beautiful. That has been 6 minutes. Let's see where we are. Oh, beautiful. All right, that's been another 6 minutes, man, and I think we're good to go. Oh. All right, so we're just going to remove that. We're going to now saute some onions, but we've got a little too much oil. Again, that was a well marbled chuck roast. So we're going to get rid of some of this. That way we don't have to do it during the cooking process. So I would say what I've got in here is maybe a tablespoon left with all those brown bits. I'm going to come in here with my onions and my celery, and we're going to scrape up all the goodness from the bottom. Our onions are nicely translucent. Come in with our garlic, and we'll give that another few minutes. Now we'll come in with 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. All right, when you notice that you don't see any liquid in terms of the water on the bottom of your pot, just a little oil, it's the perfect time to come in now with 2 tablespoons of flour, and we're going to make a bit of a roux. We're going to continue to cook that tomato paste as well as this flour. We want to get the rawness out of both. Right, that's been another 4 minutes or so, and when you see that the flour is starting to stick, that roux is starting to stick to the bottom, it's time to come in with some moisture. Here is our ½ cup of red wine. All right, so we're somewhat deglazing this pan. We want to make sure we get everything from the bottom again, the sides, and we're definitely going to cook the rawness out of this wine. Same way we did with the tomato paste, because we know this wine, red wine, is going to be very tart. We're going to turn down our stove just a little bit, man, to more of a simmer right now. All right, that's been a few minutes, man. We've reduced, we've cooked out some of that alcohol, some of that rawness, and now we're going to come in with 2 cups of beef broth to start. We'll see if we have to add any more. Oh, folks, I forgot one ingredient, my mushrooms. All right, it's not going to be too late, so I'm going to add those in. Before I do that, I'm going to come in with a couple of thyme sprigs, some bay leaves. Haven't put any black pepper just yet. Nice sprinkle. And one of my favorite all-purpose seasoning, man, Abadia Complete Seasoning. Not a whole lot of salt, but so herbaceous, full of goodness. And so we're going to bring this back to a boil. And here are my mushrooms, about 8 ounces. These mushrooms are going to give me that good, earthy, that umami that I'm always looking for. All right, we're just about ready to continue this process, man. Let me give this just a little taste. I'm telling you, folks, if you have not tried this just yet, you need to get a bottle of this. Absolutely special. We're now going to, and we're going to be keeping an eye on our liquid levels. Whatever we've got in there, you don't want to go to waste. I'm going to turn my stove off because this is going to be finished in the oven. I've got my oven preheated to 300 degrees. Our potatoes and carrots are not in there just yet. We're going to let that meat get to just about finished temperature or tenderness before we add those, because we don't want them to overcook. I'll be back here in about an hour and a half to take a look at this. All right, here we are at hour and a half. Man, we are not very far. I'm thinking now is going to be the time to put these carrots and potatoes in here. This is feeling pretty close. Right, we are at 2.5 hours and I think we're good to go. Oh, this baby is falling apart. Oh yeah. A little sprinkle of parsley. We've let this cool down just a little bit, man. Wow. I am telling you, folks, this is absolutely, this is ridiculous tender, man. Oh, look at that. Still good and hot. But Mom and I are gonna put a plate together. Oh my goodness. Folks, I'm telling you, I don't know who makes this, man, but this makes all the difference in the world. I'm not sponsored, I'm not related in any way. This is just great stuff. Mom and I have been using this like crazy. Folks, tell me that does not look so good, man. Wow, that chuck roast melts in your mouth. Folks, first ever pot roast, man. Restaurant quality, loving it, tender. So simple. The entire cook took about 2.5 hours. Absolutely simple. A classic comfort food on a Sunday. Mom and I are getting ready to sit down. We want to thank you guys and gals for hanging out with us as usual, man. We really appreciate it. If you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, I don't know what you're waiting on, man. It doesn't get any better than this. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there, man. We want you guys to take care of yourselves, look out for each other, and Mom and I will see you when we see you. Holla!